I'm Joel Webster and welcome back to another episode of TRCP's Native Trout Adventures. This is Arnold Atkins with the Truchas chapter at Trout Unlimited here in New Mexico. Ben Brown, TRCP's New Mexico field representative, and Joel Gay with the New Mexico Wildlife Federation. We've got a little ways to hike up here, fellas, so we might as well get going. It's easy access in here, but you got to do a little bit of walking to get into the backcountry. This watershed's roadless all the way to the top. Got to work for it. Many of the remaining populations of native trout are on publicly accessible national forest lands where headwater streams flow out of unroaded backcountry. Today we are fishing in the Carson National Forest in northern New Mexico in pursuit of Rio Grande Cutthroat trout. The southernmost species of cutthroat trout and the first to be encountered by Europeans all the way back in 1541. Because of our southern latitude, these fish are found high in the mountains, and we're fishing at about 9,500 feet.
These are just smart fish, you know, they don't put up with a whole lot of fooling around.
Yeah, you got to sneak in. You get about 1 or 2 casts, and if you don't get them then they're gone. What kind of fly you got there, Arnold?
This is a slightly modernized version of a Rio Grande King, which is a traditional downwing wet fly that I've been using for over 50 years. Instead of the traditional duck quill wings, I've replaced it with bunny fur, which gives a little different action and seems to work just as well. These cutthroat evolved with a short growing season. They have to eat everything that comes by if they're going to make a living, so the pattern is not terribly important, but the approach and the presentation are critical because the fish are tremendously spooky. They see the least little bit of movement, they're under the bank in a flash, and they're not going to eat until they haven't seen anything for a while.
The wind's pretty fierce today, making casting tough, which resulting in some snags. I think we need to try a different hole. I think they're spooked.
I agree.
Got one! Rio Grande Cutthroat.
On a Rio Grande King.
Rio Grande Cutthroat have been lost from 90 to 95% of their original range and are largely confined to headwater streams with cool, clean water. If you're willing to take a little hike from the rig, you'll see that pursuing these unique fish is well worth the experience, and these backcountry areas need to be conserved.
Got one!
There he is.
There's a beaut.
Oh, look at that. That's a pretty fish.
Beautiful. Look at that color. Where else could you catch a native cutthroat like that, a Rio Grande Cutthroat? There's just not that many places where you can catch them at all, and to catch one that size is perfect. That's actually the first Rio Grande Cutthroat I've ever caught. And boy, what a day to catch it on.
Well, gentlemen, tough fishing, but we got a few of them, and we saw some real nice fish swimming around. We just couldn't get them. Ben and I got skunked, but we had fun too. It's hard to believe we're at 9,500 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, until you start uphill.
Yeah, then you feel it. If you value unique opportunities to pursue fish and wildlife on public land, go to www.trcp.org and get involved today. Your voice can help safeguard public land opportunities for sportsmen to enjoy outdoor experiences like this one.